Hello my beautiful darlings and welcome back to Satisfactory. Well, so we're back in my main game. And we got some walls to put up and some recoloring to do, but mainly walls first. Because the last time we worked on this section here, and I just finished it off screen because we did a lot of things like putting in the hypertube and yeah, but I just finished it off. And honestly, trying not to do anything else was very freaking difficult for me because I really wanted to. So bad, in fact. So let's put a doorway there, and I kind of want one here too. And we're just gonna go with a big one, which is fine. Well, still want a doorway. I think we want one here as well, and one there, so a couple more. Dook. Dook. Sound effects are now included. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's so weird recording at this time of day because let's just say the heat and my body didn't agree too much. And we want that up too, I think. Let's try that first and then we can take a look-see and see how we feel about that height. Let's frame the view to the new Spire Coast area. And also, I do want to get down there. Plus, I have a little something special to show you all, too. But first, let's tackle these windows. And there. But I'm so glad that I actually mapped out where I wanted the walls first and left spaces in between where I thought I might want the windows. It might seem silly to some, but honestly for me and my ADHD brain, it helps. Plus, it gives me time to actually thank you, Stumphaven. Consider on style and also what on earth am I doing, right? And also gives me time to finish up other bits and bobs because the pieces that I need for the space elevator, that's gonna take a bit of doing. And for the builds here on my main channel, I just want to keep it fun, light and breezy. And with my other build, where I go into a bit more depth on how to do things. Maybe we should exchange that side for windows. And that side too. Let's just put those in there first. Let's try. Do it like that. We're using these ones, right? And then we can go up and take a look-see at what we actually just did. Where I get to go into depth on how to set up things and the math and all of that stuff as well. And hopefully without being too boring. And to the keen eye of you, well, to the person with the very keen eye, might have noticed that I have a minor here that is not connected. That's because here we got 3 notes. Yeah, I think it's 3. Let's double check, but I do believe it's 3. That's 1, no, 2 notes. Two notes, sorry. Some areas we got 3. But since this is a pure note, it gives you a lot of crystal. Honestly, it does. And you can always overclock it if need be. And again, not a pure note. Well, let's stop running around and actually take a look, see what we think, if we need to go up one more wall height. I kind of feel like we need to. Let's see, can we find a nice angle? Otherwise we'll just fly over. It most definitely are gonna need some recoloring. And then we would have to find a way to add in some more supportive structures underneath it. But shape-wise, I'm not mad at that. And yes, I'm gonna take out that pathway there too, because it's gonna need some rework. Plus we got another way to get over as well. But I was thinking of actually making a pathway from the roof area to get up to the station. And I kind of feel like that's the way we gotta go. So let's try, babies, because we are gonna need a overview look. And the best way to do that without a jetpack is pack utility mod. It's so freaking helpful. Plus it gives me a nice view on the scope of things as well. And also, when building up high, which we're very high up, right? It helps because you can make sure you got the walls in nicely, put in your support. So much usefulness. And speaking of, since we are up here, so I'm just gonna are you kidding me? Come on. There you go. Press down Control. Now I'm gonna grab these bits and bobs. And see, now this pathway I actually put in before I got the double ramp. And then when I did get the double ramps, guess what I did? Exchanged the normal ramps with the double ramps because they're way more utilitarian and more useful. So and also I have connected up my roadway from my armor section, so to speak, where the boom boom sticks are being made. Yeah. So it's starting And I still got a lot of more support beams to put in, but I've been working on, which is gonna die to no end, I'm sure. So of course that's gonna delight her. One more floor, so we can like ceiling height in here. Well, yes, please. Boop. And boop. And boop. I'll try not to make that sound, but honestly it makes it a bit more fun. And I've been watching factory builders, not only to relax my head, but also inspiration as well. Not that I'm gonna steal anything that they have made, but it can spark some inspiration, which is always a good thing. But if I were to take one of their bills, I would of course state it and tell the person I borrowed it from and give a shout out. Because that is the least one can do. You know what? I kind of feel like we should give this a slopey slope. And then once we get the roof on, I can use a different kind of material to fill in the gap. I think that would actually look a-okay. Now for the roofing, let's go to architecture. And since we're so close to our steel production area down there, and we got a shit ton of oil going on as well, not here but close by. Spoilers. But we got a nice amount of coal burners along with our steel factory over there. I think it's only fair we keep on going with the metal. Go metal on this build, right? But getting it to sit correctly is another matter. So if we do that first. Can we then get the slope? Yeah. But sometimes you kind of can get it in before. That doesn't look shabby. Okay. I'm not mad at that. I gotta turn around those pieces down there, but who's counting? I'm not. Now where is that little edge? I think that's it. Did we get it? Yeah, that looks better. So I do like that there, but I don't want it to be too tall either. But what if we take a 2 meter glass piece there? It's gonna give a nice little funky shape to it. But I also believe it's gonna be pretty. And then we go down again. And then we grab a flat body here. I'm gonna run that to there. Right now I'm just trying to map again out. Did you freeze on me? Yes, you did. Of course you did. But again, it really helps to map out how you want your shape to be. And sometimes you just gotta throw things at things and see what sticks and how you feel about it. And honestly, this doesn't look too bad. So if we drag the flat roof down to here-ish, yes, and one more, and we can add in a different shape again. I should keep that whole section here flat. Let's try that. And then we can give it another swoop. Most definitely. I think that is the way to go. So we still keep the structure intriguing without it being like me. Too much. Okay. And to there. Yes, please. Come on. I don't know what's going on today with this game. But it's stuttering. So bad. And the only thing I got going on in the background, besides Satisfactory, I got a couple of windows open for YouTube and that's it. You might have to shake up this triangle. And be a tiny bit cautious when removing these because I don't want any clipping when it comes to the minus here. No, we don't. Well, that's okay. We're just gonna add in a tiny bit more glass. And then we could go back to being all metal. I'm okay with that. Would help if I grab the right glass piece, of course. I think that should clear it actually. Only poking up a tiny bit. And I can live with that. But sometimes it's nice to intentionally clip things through other things. But in this instance, I don't want anything clipping unnecessarily. And then the 2 meter one, right? Yeah. 10. Silly thing.
Hello, friends, and welcome.
It's nice that I get notifications, but also it's a pain in the neck. And those notifications, by the way, is from Google and not from YouTube per se. And right down here, we are gonna clip through. Having one machine being clipped through, I'm okay with. Because, again, it gives a tiny bit of intrigue. But there's our roof outline, which means now we can play connect the dots. So let's do that. We are connecting the dots. But now, since we have an idea where all of our windows and our walls and we got the roof shape down, it's not that bad. Honestly, it's not that bad. And with the whole swoopy thing, it helps. Let's get over to this side. Here we all hunky-dory except for right here. There you go. That means we can go to the normal walls. These babies right here. So the lower end needs half walls, the little walls, which is a-okay. And now we need some triangles. Again, a-okay. So let's get our triangles. And then it's about matching up the triangle. So that's a 2, that's a 2. And triangle, triangle. More angles. More. There we go. Thank you for cooperating. Alright, then we need this one. is so nice with a bit more cooler semi-morning temperatures, because it was way too warm in the regular hours of the day, because well, it was over 26 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit. I'm European, so and the math to convert from Celsius to Fahrenheit, that's not my cup of frappuccino. Because I think it's like minus 32 times 5 or something like that. Honestly, this, my friends, doesn't look shabby at all. We did good. Yeah. Oh, come on, game. Don't do this to me. Thank you, autosave. And thank you for stuttering and making me stutter as well. So nice of you. I'm just gonna sit and sip some coffee here. And admire the shenanigans. Makes me so happy. But for the quartz, we are gonna make it very pink. Not very, but we're gonna paint the top section here. That is all gonna be pink. And the rest of it is gonna be a nice light teal. Even if we were to mimic the quartz containers, we should go with blue, but honestly I think we're going with the upper layer here being pink. And the rest we're gonna actually not paint teal. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm gonna paint that nice and light gray. I don't know which color I'm gonna make the machines yet, but I figured since my steel area is pink and the quartz are kind of pink, a hint of pink in this structure, and then make the rest of it neutral. It's gonna look a-okay. Which means our structure outside, where it steps down, that's gonna be the neutral color mainly, and then just have a slight accent of pink. That already looks so much better, honestly, but for the rest of it we are gonna go with this. Don't get me wrong, I love the orange, but honestly it gets a tiny bit too sad. When you see it all of the time and it's all over the place and it's like, ah. So mixing it up just a wee bit, It's kind of nice. And you will totally understand why when I show you my surprises for you guys. Because this girl has been tinkering. And something unsatisfactory related. Gaming for XP, who is a dear friend of mine, has put up a challenge for Fallout 4 or 76 for build. So it's gonna have to be off the ground, and it's gonna have a backstory. And I kind of know what I do want to do, but the problem then becomes how the hell am I gonna do it, and where am I gonna put it? Because even though it's off the ground, it still needs to look supported somewhat, right? And since in Satisfactory we got some experience with off the ground stuff, right? Which is coolio. Oh, I really like how this is looking now. Honestly, way better than I had hoped for. I knew we could make it look somewhat snazzy, but this is way better. Put you there. Ah, stop being so annoying. That would be nice. It's bad enough that I am. You don't have to be too. Because last week I was waiting for Stu to actually say something about his build challenge, and then I also knew I was gonna need some well, that's gonna annoy the living shit out of me. Okay, we're gonna put you there. A bit of time to actually consider what I'm gonna build. I sort of know what I'm gonna build, but now is the new problem, which is what? What am I gonna do? And where? And also, should I drag you guys along with me? For that one. Cause I kind of did on Rob's build challenge. I had a blast doing that. Not gonna lie. So much fun. I see, we want them there-ish. How many can we get in here with it? What if we do like that? And also there's been so many birthdays and whatnot, and is far from over. Where it took a bit of energy from me, honestly. And don't get me wrong, it was absolutely nice being able to go and see people and that kind of dealio. Are you connected there? And why the hell do I have a wire in my hands? Absolutely nice, right? Seeing other people, being social. And that is coming from me. Socially awkward to no end, right? I still had a blast though. But yeah, it took some energy out of me for sure. Still not recovered, and my energy drain is forthcoming. So we got all of this wired up somewhat. Now we just gotta find some power that we actually can connect it to. So I do apologize for the irregularity of uploading and whatnot. Like I said, it's been a lot. And this is probably gonna make me sound like a total outcast, socially outcast, more than normal. All I could think about was, oh fuck, it's gonna mess up my schedule. And it did. Honestly, it did. And I'm still trying to get me and my brain to cope with it. But it's not easy when you're more comfortable having your set schedule structured, with some deviation of course, but you'll have certain things you do on certain days during the week. So when life and events comes rolling in and smack you dap up in the head and says no, we're gonna turn it upside down, so when you normally do other stuff, we're gonna take that time. Just like the heat wave here. Totally messed my system up. Just to clarify, not my computer system. That is fine. But my system, this computer. And I know it's gonna do that for a bit, until the temperature becomes a bit more normal for me, which is cooler and not warm. Does that make sense? I don't know if it makes sense. And we're almost at daylight, which is perfect. So should we do surprise number 1 on go sightseeing at the Spire? Sightseeing first and then surprise. Yeah, I really want to go sightseeing. What can I say? Especially in the morning light. Look at this. It's magnificent. Oh, and for those of you who try to keep yourself away from spoilers regarding Update 6, close your eyes. Now, because we're going in, I can't get enough of what they did here. Yes, it messed up my other build, because before I had 2 main builds, now I only have 1. So it messed up one of them. And was I fond of that build? Absolutely, but what can you do? That doesn't change the fact that this looks awesome. Look at this. I love what they did here. And it's gonna be interesting getting a train line going through here. And a truck line, because I like my trucks, even though they drive me bonkers at times. And also, for those of you who hasn't been poking around the spire too much, now in update 6 regarding the bees or crabs, like coffee stains, well, coffee stains hold them. I still think they're bees though. They are now placed on different surfaces. They can be underneath the coral, on the walls. Are you done autosave? Thank you. So when you go whizzing through here, and all of a sudden there are bees, just don't forget to look up. Oh, this is gorgeous! Absolutely. But the oil nodes that are here, there's no other nodes here so far, but one can hope that in future updates that add some other nodes here, like and Caterium. What else would be lovely to have? What would also fit this area very nicely, besides bauxite, more crystal. That would fit this area as well. So that's my wish list for this area. This area is stunning, and I do want to have something here, but I kind of would feel bad just to put in a oil refinery and not something a bit more cool. And of course, again, we're gonna keep it up high, so I don't have to damage any of this down here. Look at that spire thing they did here. Oh, I just spotted another note. And the coral out there. Look at this. Spires. Now you can pretty much see where the name comes from, because before it was kind of like, well, the Spire Coast is that place with the weird looking fungi structures. That is actually coral. Whereas now, not only is there green, but also now it makes a bit more sense, honestly. Hannah, who is the world designer, one of them, I think they have 2. Even though it was annoying that I had to leave one of my builds behind, did such a gorgeous job. Plus, these beauties glow in the dark, so they are bioluminescent. So this is a normal node, nice. And we also had a couple of updates on this game. For update 6, right? For the experimental. But also, just imagine where they could hide some crashes in here with hard drives in them. And I know we're probably not gonna get any aquatic life. But just imagine a swimming lizard doggo in here. That would be so cute. Oh, this is so cool. Watch out for the beast though. And I see a yellow sluggo. Nice. I know we was here with Dai. Hello bees. Come on. I really didn't want to have to do this. But since you guys insisted. Yeah. They really did a beautiful job. Honestly, I could spend hours upon hours in here. Easily. Which I have. Just imagine having a factory up here, right? With the waterfall coming down. Ah, so many possibilities. But so far I have spotted one oil node. I know there should be more, but yeah, spotted one so far. Or even putting one up here on top of there. That could be cool. Yeah, I'm spotting new places to actually build. So one crude oil node so far. And there is 2 more here. Good, 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 good. So we had a normal node over there. I wonder what you would be. Impure. That's kind of disappointing. Normal, so 2 normal, 1 impure. Right. Let's see if we can spot anything else of intrigue before I show off my surprises. Well. And a shit ton of bees over there. What are you? Pure. Yes! But this seems like a good place actually, because there's still some flat area here. So if one just put in some support and then brought it up so we go over the trees, would require some patience. And also, instead of a water tower, I think one would have to make an old tower, which I'm okay with. This is so nice. Okay, sightseeing over. So yeah, I very much enjoy this. But now I know for sure that there are 2 normal, 1 impure, and 1 pure note here. And I'm just trying to stay away from the bees down there. And there are a couple of spitters, even though I'm pretty sure I already liberated those from this plane of existing. And what they did in here, the edge of getting into the rocky desert, not the rocky, the dunes, is absolutely stunning. Honestly, look at this. Like I said, I can spend hours just sightseeing, so to speak, in this game. And there's evidence of me having been here. Mainly because I went hard drive hunting and sluggo hunting. They did such a good job. Honestly, so cool. And another thing that I'm looking forward to that I don't have yet in this game, not unlocked yet, is there, but I haven't unlocked it yet. Let's just watch out for the bees. But there are some notes here, around here, that you can use for geothermal heating. There's one. Because this area again is so cool. So cool. In between these what are we gonna call those? Rocky formations? Yeah, rocky formations. So stinking cool. Okay. Let's show off surprise number 1, and then we can show off surprise number 2 at the same time. That works for me. And that's gonna be it for today. Oh yeah, been here too. And down there is coal. So another place to get more power. And I might actually set up a steel factory here too. Not just might, I'm gonna set up a steel factory here. Hello, Mr. Yellow, just stay put. You're gonna be the guardian of this area until I return. There's many slugs hidden around up in here in the northern forest. And honestly, I like this area very much. And there's those big honking trees. And of course, a lot of those sloopy sloops that are super duper annoying. Okay. There's one. Let's take it from here. On foot. And no, I haven't killed all of the bees. I couldn't bring myself to do that. I killed some of them when they were in my way, but I did try to leave them alone. See, that one was in my way, which is a shame. And you guys haven't seen this area before. haven't showed you any of this yet. So this has been taking up some of my time. Don't mind that. But it was the only way to actually get the steppy steps to go all the way down to my catwalk. And here we gotta be a tiny bit careful because that is radioactive right there. So that is just a small side note if anybody were to come here and take advantage of the oil nodes that are here. So let me first off show off this. I had a bit of fun experimenting once again with shape, textures. So let me show you the inside and explain why this structure is here first. Before I show the rest of it. So the back side is the fun side. This is the practical side. So in here, let's just get up. In here, I have assemblers getting in sulfur and coal. And both things are getting conveyed in here. And then these beautiful assemblers take the sulfur, take the coal, smush them together, and out comes compacted coal. Because in update 6 they actually changed how you get compacted coal and also what uses for the compacted coal. That brings me to the rest of it. So bear with me just a tiny bit, okay? So you take out the oil and then you take your oil, put it into refineries that again turns the beautiful black gold here into fuel and purple goop and polymer resin. So here it turns it into purple goop and polymer resin, which gets stored there, and from the purple goop it then gets turned into fuel. But the polymer resin is stored and then taken out from those boxes and then brought into their own refineries, and then the polymer resin along with some water gets turned into plastic, with the white and orange ones makes fuel. And I have color coded everything so when you're looking down at this from above you can immediately say which is making what. So yeah, there's the fuel going up to their own containers up there, and we got steppy steps going up there. So we've got fuel in there, and then the fuel gets brought down to the next and final step. More refineries. So these refineries, remember the compacted coal? Yeah. It gets the compacted coal. Jeebus, talk about being able to talk here. So it gets that, and also the fuel that was made right behind them. And that then creates turbo fuel. And even though it was a bit of a process getting all of this to actually work, let's just go up so you guys can actually see the scope of it. It's kind of insane. So it starts there, then gets the oil bed, and then pebble goop, and then fuel, and then the turbo fuel is sitting underneath there. So yeah, and I still have room enough to expand if need be. It's not difficult to extend this if I have to. Or this. And some of it is overclocked, not all of it. So yeah. On there. Now, the last bit so super duper fuel, and then the super duper fuel gets brought up here. Watch your head. And ready? Thank you. Brought in here to fuel generators. And they each got their own little compartment here. So each compartment have 8 of these. And it goes on for a bit. Also, I made sure I can add another section to it if need be. There's number 2. Keep on going. 3. Keep on going. 4. 5. And 6. And then our walkway stops right here because, again, I made sure I got room to expand. But then a tiny bit of an issue came in where I couldn't bring more pipes along the wall, really, because it got a bit crowded, okay? And I wanted to make sure that my pipes didn't get mixed up in any way, shape or form. So I had to figure out how I would bring them down to where they needed to go. And still keep some sense of order as well. And not just make it functional. So that is what this is about. And once I'm done expanding this, I can add in more support beams, even though I have along the way here. So it makes sort of sense. That might have to be moved a tiny bit at some point, but for now it stays. Let's just get up again, just for a tiny bit, so you guys can see the madness that is going on here. That is all just Jenny's, all of those. So if we come over here, I actually made signage besides color coordinating. That's the power that gets created right here for now. Only this. The coal doesn't even come close to this. So because of all of this, I finally understand the hype of actually doing the tuber fuel. Before it was like, meh, too much trouble, why bother? Since it can run on normal fuel, right? Sure. But, considering that's the fuel, right? And they are halfway filled up, those food buffers there. It's more than enough to run all of these. I lost count, honestly. All of these, and I can still expand this with no problem, without having to add anything else on the other end down to me, because otherwise, to get more bubble goop, make more fuel, right? And then add more oil into the mixture. A bit more refineries than you would otherwise. I'm kind of surprised. And speaking of surprised, noticed I tried not to look up. Let's go. It looks so weird going up the hypertube. That they still haven't fixed that, but those thingies flapping behind you, that's your Blade Runners. So this is our foyer with a nice view overlooking the northern forest and the edge of the red. But if we head through the doors here, right now it's just a nice big empty space. But this can potentially become the storage and sorting area for what's upstairs. Best view ever? Hell yes! And I had a bit of fun with the design and adding in the supports for this shenanigans. Try to give you the best scope here. And right there is my test tray. I left it here on purpose. And again, nice overview on what's going on down there. So as you guys can see, I've been busy. Busy, busy, busy. Well, that's gonna be the last bit of for today. So let's enjoy the ride. Wash your head. I made a tunnel. Just a small one though, but I made a tunnel. And it works. And I've been adding in supports, running wires. And then again, trying to keep it out of the way from the steel area as well. Because this is just a single line. Then there is the Caterium's train station, and then over there is the steel. And more tracks going that way. That's gonna need one hell of a support pillar, but that's gonna be okay. AI limiters to the left. And then we're at the hub. It's just gonna go around. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. A lot. Finishing up those space elevator pieces that I still need to do. And also making sure everything is nice looking, which is going to take a bit, but that's okay. That's right, you gotta break, Mr. Train. And then that is our cue to actually turn off self-driving, because it took a wrong turn, but that's okay. But that is all for this one, and I will see you all in the next one. Hang on, Mr. Train, I'm coming with you. Because this one is actually going to the right place. Would have been fine if we just took the other line. But no, it tries to take shortcuts instead of the appropriate way. But yeah, that just means we can see all of the train highways that is going on here. Okay. Yes, thank you. I might want to enclose this just a tiny bit. I'm not sure yet. Oh, last thing I've been working on. Still needs a bit of work, but it's getting better. So, not mad. But yeah, see you all in the next one. Bye!